Hello, it's Blue Orange 22. Today I'm going to be talking about the news where Congress is discussing whether or not women will be included in the draft and selective service. By the way, this shirt here I want to show you, Save Vietnam's Monkeys. I can't tell you how many girls I ended up talking to because they stopped and asked me about this shirt. Oh, what's that? So might be some advice to guys. If you want to meet women and go in public, get a weird shirt. You might be surprised at the results. But anyway, this is the story. The Senate is now discussing whether or not to change the law on selective service to require women to sign up as well. And so I want to make a video on it for several reasons, because this is actually a very interesting debate. And I'm going to get to the politics of it in a little bit. But first, I just want to say my position and the position of most MRAs that I know. I'm involved in several MRA communities, and we talk on a daily basis. And this is what I'm about to say, the vast majority of what MRAs think. We are against the draft in general. So we don't support drafting women per se. We would rather abolish the draft altogether. I've seen some pretty silly tweets, probably trolls to be fair, from feminists saying, oh, I think it's probably MRA's fantasy of a war starting and feminists getting drafted and blown up in battle, which is no. MRAs, the vast majority that I know, including myself, we don't think there should be any draft at all. But if there is a draft, if there has to be a draft, then it should be gender neutral. The reason why I think this might get very interesting, and you might have a lot of confused discussions about it, is right now in American society, we are very much divided. And I almost compare it to like alliances or almost teams, where whether you want to or not, you will be assigned a team. And you have the kind of Republican, right-wing, conservative team, and then you have the Democratic, liberal, left-wing team. And you get assigned a team. Oh, you're Black Lives Matter? Oh, okay, you're on the left team. Oh, you're MRA? Okay, you're on the right team. Oh, you're feminist? Okay, you're on the left team. And it's such an unhealthy way for society to think and society to operate. It leaves no room for nuance or middle ground or compromise. But anyway, the reason why I think this is interesting is that it's the Democrats who have been proposing to include women in the draft, and a lot of Republicans who have been objecting to it. Now, I've said before that I do not consider, and very few MRAs consider, the men's rights movement to be either a right-wing or a left-wing ideology. We're not conservative, we're not liberal. In the communities that I go to, there are MRAs who are communist, capitalist, socialist, Republican, Democrat, all over the spectrum. In fact, there is a subreddit called the Left-Wing Male Advocate subreddit, which is exactly that. It's left-wing MRAs. But the perception in a lot of people's minds is this we're kind of forced onto that sort of right-wing spectrum. And it's interesting to see how this debate is going to play out. To give feminists credit, a lot of feminists do in fact agree that the draft should be gender neutral. AOC even came out and said that she thinks the draft should be gender neutral. And she's about as progressive and feminist as it gets. It'll be interesting to see how the debate evolves amongst feminism and conservatives. I went on some feminist subreddits, some female-oriented subreddits, about this story, and the reaction is very, very mixed. You're getting some feminists who are saying that they think the draft should be gender neutral because that's equality, and you're getting other feminists saying, well, it's not really fair to draft women if we're already being oppressed and disadvantaged. But it seems like most people would kind of say the same thing that MRAs are saying, that if the best thing to do would be not to have a draft at all. So anyway, it's not a law yet. It's still just being discussed, so anything can happen. But it'll be very interesting to see how the debate evolves. So who supports it, who doesn't support it, and who from maybe different teams end up on the same side of this debate. So it'll be interesting to watch. And again, hopefully it doesn't matter. Hopefully it never makes a difference anyway, because we don't have another draft. But we'll see. So anyway, I put the links down below, and thank you for watching.